See, there was a man who was responsible to steward over the heart and the soul of Tammy when she was young. There was a person who was responsible. But that person did not steward over her heart and soul the way they should have. In fact, they abused her heart and soul. So what am I saying? When it comes to our spouse and our children, I believe we're responsible to steward over the souls of these people. Let me show you a couple of the little souls that I've been responsible to steward over. That is my daughter Bethany right there, and that picture says 10 million words right there. Can you see that attitude on that little thing right there? Yeah, she always does that. She sees a camera and she'll just light up just like that. And then look at that, Daniel. Yeah, that's that little TV editor right there. And we're in that house right there. Is that old house that had the 15 inches of slope on the floor? That's that old house right there. But you know what? There was a prayer that I prayed over and over and over again over Daniel and Bethany, and that is this. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23. Above all else, guard Daniel and Bethany's heart, for it will affect everything they do. Above all else, guard their hearts and their souls, because it will affect everything they do. I took it very serious. When I realized the impact as a young man, the impact of a heart and a soul that had been abused, I realized I can't let that happen to my children. I can't let that stuff, any kind of abuse happen, any kind of damage happen to their heart and their soul. I took it real serious. Why? Because I was passionate about guarding their hearts and guarding their souls. Because I felt like it became my, I would call it my mission statement. Above all else, guard Daniel and Bethany's heart, their soul, because it will affect everything they do. Guard above all else. I would say above education. You say, well, Pastor, education's important. Yeah, but there's a lot of people that have a great education that have a destroyed heart and soul. I'm not saying education is not important, but I'm saying the Bible tells us there's something more important than our education. I say you can get your child a good education, but protect their heart and their soul. Above all else, protect their heart and soul. I would say put it above things like sports and athletics. Well, Pastor, you don't understand. My kid has a gift, and if I can push them hard enough, they're going to get a scholarship, and you never know. They got 1 in a gazillion chance. Right. And we drive them, and we wonder why they end up with a damaged heart and soul. I would say even above behavior. Sometimes parents, we can be so right, we are so wrong in the way we discipline the behavior of our children. I'm not saying behavior is not important, but I'm saying we paid attention to their heart and their soul. I guarded that above all else. Now, why would I do that? Why would I work so hard to protect the heart and the soul of my children? It's because I had a vision. I had a vision of what a day when I could say to some other man or another woman, I have protected the heart and soul of this person. Now I pass them on to you. I'll show you. This was the day I was looking for right here. That was the day Micah asked Bethany to be his wife. I had worked over 22 years protecting her heart and soul so that I could hand her off. Protecting her heart and soul is not necessarily my responsibility anymore. Now, I still do my part in prayer and faith. But now there's somebody else responsible to help steward and protect her heart and soul. And you know what? That was one of the most, that moment right there when Linda took that picture right there. As Daniel and Lindsay were just married, and we're praying the blessing over their marriage. I'm praying the blessing over their marriage at that moment. And I'm looking at them like that, and I'm just thinking, you know what? Every single moment, I stewarded over their lives, and I stewarded over their heart and soul. And I made sure that I really had the right heart and the right spirit. I'm not saying I did it perfectly, but I did it the best I could in those moments. both in Hawaii. I wonder if there's something there, Actually, that's one day apart. That's the 13th and that's the 14th of June. How many of you can see that was worth this man's effort?